Imagine standing on one of the safest beaches in the world, where the only danger is supposed to be a shark or a sunburn. Bondi Beach in Australia is the symbol of freedom and relaxation, but in the last 5 hours, that image has been shattered forever. We are not talking about a random act of madness. We are talking about a calculated, coordinated strike that has brought the Middle East's darkest shadow right to the edge of the Pacific. The police have just confirmed what intelligence agencies feared for years. The black flag has risen again, but this time it is not in Syria or Iraq. It is in the heart of the West. If a fortress like Australia with its strict borders and elite intelligence can be breached, then we need to ask ourselves a terrifying question. Is any place actually safe? Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are decoding a security failure that has shocked the geopolitical world. Just a few hours ago, the New South Wales Police Commissioner stepped in front of the cameras and confirmed the worst-case scenario. The attackers responsible for the chaos at Bondi Beach were not acting alone. Digital footprints analyzed in the last 3 hours have linked them directly to Islamic State handlers operating out of Central Asia. This is a massive development because for the last 2 years, we were told that ISIS was defeated. We were told they were finished. But today's attack proves that they were not dead, they were just sleeping. Let's look at the specifics of the update coming from Sydney. The authorities have recovered encrypted devices from the scene. These devices show communication logs that were active just minutes before the attack. The most disturbing part is the origin of the attackers. Reports from the Australian newspaper suggest that 2 of the suspects were on student visas and had entered the country legally less than 6 months ago. This brings us to the first major point of our analysis, which is the failure of the vetting process. Australia is part of the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, which includes the US, UK, Canada, and New Zealand. This is supposed to be the most sophisticated surveillance network on the planet. How did they miss this? We need to analyze this deeper, just like we do with every major international event. The timing of this attack is not random. It comes exactly 24 hours after Australia announced a new defense pact with the United States focused on the Pacific. This sends a clear message. The enemy is watching, and they have the capability to strike soft targets to punish political decisions. This is asymmetric warfare 101. You do not fight the enemy's navy. You attack their civilians to create fear and panic. There is another angle here that is very relevant to our audience. Several international reports are hinting at a South Asian connection regarding the transit route of these attackers. Intelligence agencies are currently investigating if fake passports were used to move these individuals through hubs in Southeast Asia before landing in Australia. This is critical because it exposes a gap in the global immigration system. If terrorists can exploit the student visa route in a country as strict as Australia, then the entire Western immigration model is about to face a massive crackdown. The terrifying reality is the evolution of the threat. In 2015, we saw large organized attacks. Today, we are seeing what experts call the activated sleeper model. These individuals live normal lives. They go to college, they work in cafes, and they wait for a signal. The signal came today. This method is almost impossible to stop because there is no chatter for intelligence agencies to intercept until it is too late. The scary part about the Bondi attack is the weaponry used. It wasn't high-grade military equipment, which is hard to get. It was improvised and locally sourced. This proves that the ideology is more dangerous than the hardware. What happens next? The political fallout is going to be immense. The Australian Prime Minister has already called for an emergency national security meeting. We can expect a temporary freeze on certain visa categories, which will impact thousands of students and workers globally. Borders are going to get tighter. The dream of a borderless open world is dying a little more today. This event also forces the United States to look away from the Pacific and Europe and look back at the issue of terrorism. For the last few years, the US has been obsessed with China and Russia. They took their eye off the ball regarding terror networks. This attack is a wake-up call that you cannot ignore a monster just because you are busy fighting another one. To conclude, we must understand that the world changed today. The illusion of safety in the West has been punctured. When you see police tactical teams storming a beach resort, it is a visual reminder that the front line of this war is everywhere. It is in the malls, it is in the schools, and it is on the beaches.